Avaya business partner GNC Interconnects has been helping growing businesses take advantage of IP Office since 2005, including PetWow outside of Cincinnati.
Our primary focus has always been, what does the customer want? How can we work with the customer, learn their business before we start throwing out ideas of what you need to do.
We have a very busy practice, probably one of the larger ones in the greater Cincinnati area. We offer your traditional animal hospital. We do a lot of grooming. We average anywhere from 30 to 45 pets grooming per day. We do mobile veterinary care, where our doctors go out to a customer's home.
When GNC gets together with a customer, the first thing we do is we sit down with them and try and get a feel for how they function as a business.
We actually had 3 separate phone systems. So if a customer would call into the animal hospital and say, hey, Dr. So-and-so sees my dog, we would actually have to have them call a different number to talk to one of the groomers.
Once we start getting all this information out on the table, you'd be amazed how quickly you can put the puzzle together.
When somebody calls in to the hospital, if they're just calling in to schedule grooming, they just press 2, and that can start the conversation a lot faster and easier.
I think the concept of consolidating all that into one and still maintain the separation of the businesses was probably the key.
When a phone call comes in, she just drags and drops. When the phones get overloaded, if they can't get to it within like 6 or 7 seconds, the phone system brings the appropriate groups.
The system was customized to meet their needs, and the only changes that really were required from their perspective were changes of ease.
Say it's a call from me, my extension rings, and at the same time my cell phone rings. If I either don't get it or choose not to get it, it'll go to voicemail, which converts into an email. I'm able to give out my business, my desk number to people and not have them calling my cell phone number directly.
All their voicemails show up in inboxes in Outlook. They rely so heavily on Outlook and on their Exchange server that this made sense.
The customer calls in and says, hey, I want to talk to Dr. Stanford. A lot of times those are things that either the technician can actually answer, or the technician can scan that, listen to that voicemail. If the doctor needs to call this customer back directly, they actually forward that to the vet center in the back where the doctors are working, and it goes up on a projection screen on the wall.
I could have them out tomorrow evening about 5 o'clock.
We listen to those phone recordings for training purposes. It's sets up by a percentage. You can customize it pretty much in any fashion you want. We're able to really refine and get the phone calls answered so much better.
Highland Heights was the first client to utilize IP telephones in their mobile units.
We get there and the kids come out, they all go in the unit with the doctor. It's a moving exam room.
So you now can replace a cell phone and the monthly charges associated with that with an IP telephone that only costs you the charge of the data fee.
We put in a router and we hooked up one of these little broadband cards. They can just pick up and talk to the person on line 1. That's probably one of the most cutting edge things that I know of that can be done with a phone system.
The fact that you can actually create the exact same environment from anywhere in the world is something that I can see businesses definitely taking a look at.
They're at home with their kids. Customers don't know the difference. In-house staff doesn't know the difference. So you're actually able to, as a business, afford a part-time person and generally a really good person.
I think the biggest business impact for PetWow is that it has streamlined their business so much that they now can focus on their core business.
With this system, what we've found is as we're growing, we're adding some staff, but way less than we would have before.
IP Office allows us to offer small and medium businesses features that they never thought were possible.
We do several $1 million a year. We'd never be able to touch that without the communications that we have here.